What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phase 6, your source for music, business, motivation, and support. It's your boy, Sirr Love, and we got another real talk moment for you guys. I want to talk about time versus money. We talked about it before, but I want to talk about it from a team building standpoint and really get you guys to understand how you can be more effective with using your time and your money with your team. I'm going to give it to you off the top, raw cut, no chaser. Let's jump into it. All right, now look, for all those that don't remember the time versus money paradigm, I spoke about it before in a previous video. I think it was called Time versus Money, but basically the video synopsis was that it's going to take time or money and money. I take it back, time and money to do whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish in music. You're either going to spend a lot of time and a little bit of money, or a little bit of money and a lot of time for every individual action, task, objective that you're trying to accomplish. There's no way around it. So for people that are in situations where they don't have the money, the best thing you can do is use your time effectively. Okay. Now, how does this play into team building? Because that's where I want to focus on. Well, one thing that I noticed that people that are out there trying to build teams struggle a lot of times with understanding that they still have to provide a lot of time to that team in order to keep that team functional. Now, what exactly do I mean by that? I mean that you guys have got to spend more time getting to know your team, hanging out with your team, making your team respect you, making your team love you, making your team care about you, getting your team completely excited about you and your career and your vision and what it is you're trying to accomplish. If you're not doing this, then your team will A, eventually begin to charge you, or B, become really ineffective and not be willing to give you their time because you're not willing to give yours. All right. Now, when you think about team building, it really starts in the essence of one individual selling another individual on a dream and saying, hey, both of us can accomplish both of our dreams together if we work together, right? It will be easier in some way together. There's the finish line is somewhat closer if we work together for both of us, not just for one individual, okay? Now, once you've kind of engaged in this and you kind of sold the vision and all parties agree that this vision is going to lead us to that final destination, the thing about it is you can't just sell it and walk away. You have to nurture it. You have to maintain it. You have to build it. You have to grow it. If you're not going to be paying a person regularly to be on your team, you've got to be spending time with them. So make sure that a lot of the time that you're spending, if you have free time, if you throw in parties, if you go to the club, you do whatever you do in your fun time, try to include your team. Whatever your team members like to do for fun, try to be a part of that. Don't be overbearing. But before you're so quick to ask your team members, right, to do things for you, make sure that you're building a relationship that has them excited to do things for you. This is something that I notice a lot of people miss in the game, and I want to kind of put that out there. All right, I'm not going to make this video long and go into details about how you can do that. But in simple, basic terms, you guys need to actively, and I say actively, aggressively work to build strong relationships with individuals. And it doesn't happen overnight. It's not something that you're not going to pick up somebody on your team and then just, click, immediately. And then like 2 weeks later, they're just going to be busting their ass for you all day. That's not how it works. It's going to take time and energy. If you're not willing to give up that time, then you need to be willing to give up that check. So just because you meet a new team member, you're looking for a videographer, you find a videographer, don't expect them to immediately start working for you for free. You're not going to really get the output that you desire out of that person for another six months probably, if you're just spending time, maybe even a year. But normally about 6 months you can start getting the output that you would like to get day one, unless you're going to start paying them. Also note that once you start paying an individual on your team, it's going to become the expectation. So therefore, if you start off paying people on your team, you're going to have to continue that because they're going to become somewhat dependent on that for some source of whatever in their life, unless they just don't need the revenue. But typically, psychologically, people don't like to go backwards. So if you start paying, you need to continue paying, right? If you feel like you're both working for the same dream and they should be paying you just as much as you're paying them and you shouldn't be paying or whatever, if that is your thought, then you need to take the time necessary to build with them so that neither one of you feel like you're taking a loss, right? If you're the artist and this individual is going to be doing all this work for you, and you're getting an immediate return from their work, but they're not getting an immediate return off of your work, i.e. they're not going to get newer clients immediately when you release the record. They're not going to get signed to the record deal with you immediately when you release the record. There's no immediate return for them other than you released it and maybe they got some views and maybe they were somehow able to feel good about being a part of the project. But other than that, there's no immediate success for them. So therefore, they're not going to jump on a bandwagon immediately for you. So it has to be something deeper that draws an individual to want to spend that time with you. All right. So I just want you guys to kind of consider that. I do a lot of team building. I've gotten, a lot of people to do a lot of different things for free. And it's not that I'm taking advantage of people. It's that I've figured out a way for everyone to win by being a part of the same thing. And that takes time, and that takes great communication and clarity on what you want to do and what all parties are going to do for one another. All right. So I don't know everything, but I know a lot about a little and a little about a lot. When I jump on this thing, I give you guys everything that I got. So when you're team building, make sure that you spend the adequate time with your team to build a relationship, to make them excited about what you're doing. I'm also going to do another one real quick about vision and about selling the vision and getting them excited about the vision. So we're going to hop into that next. Watch the next video if you want to know about that as well. Go to the website, www.phase6phasevi.com. Go to Instagram, follow, like, subscribe to the channel. I got a lot of good stuff going on. Go to the website. There's a lot of great products and things on the websites and things that you can read and downloads that can help you make money and really win in this space. So it's your boy Sirr Love, and I'm out.
Come on and face it. If you need some marketing motivation, you can learn to transform your life and build your own empire. With Sirr Love.
Real talk, no chase.
Yeah.
Real talk, no chase.
Yeah.
Real talk, no chase.
Yeah.
Real talk, I said real talk. I said real talk, no chase.
Yeah.
Real talk, no chase.
Yeah.
Real talk, no chase.
Yeah. With Sirr Love.